Hey everybody, welcome back to No Stone Face Reactions. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we're here to watch some Symphogear AXZ. We're rolling into the final episode, and we got a whole bunch of comments.
You forgot
So
to
that's,
mention our third member, Griff. Chef Boyardee.
yeah, he will be joining us here today, apparently. But from the top of the comments, we have just another Josh, on the Patreon for the episode Ultimate Apotheosis, saying, clarifying something from the discussion to make it easier to know when superb songs are used. Every superb song carries the exact same melody and lyrics, starting with Gratandis, Babel, Ziggurat, and Dannel. Which now that I hear that, that is total gibberish. If you ever hear that phrase, then someone, likely off screen for dramatic effect, has started using a superb song.
Well, I mean, I guess
Anything
listen for
else
the
is a
word babble.
standard song.
We'll listen for their babble and ziggurat at least, because those are at least two words you'll recognize.
Mhm.
I'll never
Uh,
understand anyone saying Gratrandis or Ednol.
mm.
I listen to Final Fantasy.
I love the reveal that Gungnir is Longinus. The idea is that, in the Symphogear universe, Gungnir itself is the exact same sphere as Longinus, but everyone forgot the older myth attached to it and only remembered its existence as Gungnir. It's only when they dug deeper back into the connection that they were the exact same weapon.
Yeah, I know I kind of shit on it during the whole episode, but I do appreciate the idea of a mythological weapon being carried through,
Hmm.
like maybe Excalibur is actually a number of different swords throughout history, and it's
Hmm.
not just the name is the thing that changes. The sword stays the same. Like
Right.
Gilgamesh's sword was actually Excalibur, and it just travels through history.
Hmm. It's a neat idea. We're not exactly like the archaeology anime here, unfortunately, though. So, like, we don't go through that process with like a lot of other things.
Well, I mean, I had a phase where I was writing stories for like vampire shit, right?
Yeah.
Like not like a goth phase. I just mean like a writing phase where I what I would do was I would take events, mysterious events in history, right? Where like the head of a government in some town back when it was like city states and shit, not modern day, went
Hmm.
missing after a raid and something like that, and I would tie in traveling vampires because I needed to get. I liked the history of a mythos of vampires in say Southeast Asia, but I wanted my characters to eventually be in Europe, so I would
Hmm.
just write a moving path of history from Southeast Asia to Europe to suggest in a unexplained history how they got there by all these mysterious events. And you can do that sort of thing with items too. So I kind of like the idea of, well, this is the thing that pierced Jesus, and it's also, it's also Europe isn't that far from Italy. Well, obviously, Italy is in Europe. But I mean, what I mean to say
Continue.
is that the region that the mythos of Gungnir took place in is what 200 to 300 miles away.
From where?
Well, I mean, like from
From
I don't know
from the
where in
Mediterranean?
yeah, I don't know where in Italy specifically Jesus would have been pierced. Well, not Italy, sorry. Um,
It's you're gonna
no, no, let me finish. Let me finish, Griff, before you start correcting me, because I know that I'm wrong. What I mean to say is, I don't know what the region that is modern day Israel was called. Um, so the reason I kept saying Italy is because I was thinking of the Vatican, and I not where Jesus actually was crucified.
Mhm.
But anyway, I guess that is a bit further than 200 to 300 miles. I was thinking Italy to where the Gaul and everybody else lived was about 200 to 300 miles. So let's say 400 600 miles.
Still not entirely impossible that over 1,000 years, maybe a single piece of equipment traveled like a couple thousand miles.
Well, I mean, yeah, that'd be like what 1,001 years. That was not 1,001, 1,100 years. But we're
Like
talking
you can
about
make the journey
basically.
faster in like a year or two if you really wanted to.
Well, I mean, we're talking about what maybe 300 or 400 years before, say, Vinland Saga takes place.
Hmm.
With the mythos of the Gungnir.
Actually, I think that's something I don't entirely have in mind, which is what is the time period for Gungnir itself? I assumed it was more of a mythological thing and not like something that could be placed at time
Well,
anywhere.
I would assume it would take place in the time frame of the people for which it was a mythological object. Like,
Hmm.
in their mythos, weren't the gods existing alongside them, and they're just doing things in a different realm and this realm?
I will say when it comes to all the Norse god stuff, it's very confusing because we don't have any sources prior to a single outsider Christian person writing it down from their perspective and then drawing a whole bunch of parallels.
Well, I don't know.
So
We
the
do.
fact that there's a magical spear that's really important is maybe not actually coincidental.
Well, I mean, we do have the runes. They did leave runes of their own
Mhm.
religious stuff behind too, because that's the other side of the mystery that we're finding runes in fucking Middle America. Giant rune
Yeah.
stones that denote that they've traveled here at some point. But I mean, the idea is that there's more
Hmm.
than one conjecture here. But again, I think Odin is supposed to exist alongside us as well as in another realm is the whole point. So
Hmm.
the idea that they are talking like great histories and everything, but they're also talking about the time to come, Ragnarok and all that shit. So it's it's basically like the Bible, right? Here's how the origin is, and here's revelations to tell you how it's all going to end.
Isn't it weird that some random Christian dude wrote down a bunch of Christian parallels, complete with an end of the world scenario, a magical spear, and someone sacrificing themselves to save everyone?
Not really.
Isn't it so weird?
Not
I
really,
know.
Griff, because a lot of that shit happened before Christian. You gotta remember that Christians in the early
Again,
days,
it's the only book we got written
no,
down.
no, you gotta remember that Christians in the early days parched or picked everything from other shit to get those pagans to join the Christian religion. Oh, what's
Mhm.
that? You like worshiping the sun on this specific day? Well, let me tell you about our sun, the Son of God. Well, we also have a celebration on that same day that you're worshiping that other sun. They've just picked pagan rituals and then repurposed their things for their days, and they were already existing mythos of savior figures that died, got resurrected 3 days to a week later, that existed before Christianity. So it's not like you're saying that. Isn't it funny that they wrote their shit and included our shit in it? Not ours, but ours as Christians, because that shit already existed before Christians wrote it down too.
I think maybe I didn't fully explain the implication, but it's okay.
Chef
So
Boyardee.
Chef Boyardee's here. Let's go ahead and go to the next comment. Just another Josh again here from the episode AXZ. Hey, that's the one we just watched. I do love Cagliostro's and Prelata's plan here. Cagliostro faked her death and later saved Prelati, and the two of them spent all this time making one super powerful bullet that they plan to use against Adam. Interestingly, it's likely they chose the bullet because they fully expected Saint Germain to swap sides and both of them trusted her with the killing blow. Instead, they had to use both the bullet and their remaining life energy, which probably wastes a ton for any of them at this point, to transmute the nuclear blast. Which, let's be fair, is a damn impressive feat. Yeah, you're right about that. Absolutely no need to apologize about liking Saint Germain so much. She is one of the most beloved characters. Everyone loves her, and in general, really loves this cast of antagonists. They're favorites overall. Also, let's just imagine poor Adam's situation at the end of the episode. He hides and waits for the perfect opportunity to steal the victory at the very end, only for the doll he discarded to trip him up and completely ruin everything. It is such a brilliant villain play, ruined by one singular bit of bad luck.
I think the girl's coming back.
I think, like, even more than bad luck, it is literally like I want to say bad karma. It's like all the like manipulation that he's done to Tiki coming fully back onto him in a negative way.
But I'm saying I think the girls are coming back.
Mm, I want to say dead
Hibiki's
is dead,
gotten Hibiki's gotten a
but
taste of divine energy, right? She's not gonna let them die.
We're gonna have like an end to like Rose and the Daleks or something. It's like I create life.
You mean Bad
Just
Wolf?
brings people back to the whole Bad Wolf arc just brings people
No,
back
I think
because we
I said this
can.
specifically. It's a counter to Gurren Lagann, where Simon says that no, the people that are dead should stay dead. Sorry, weird
You're
noise.
being haunted by a ghost. Okay.
No, no. Oh, sorry. Video I was rendering just ended rendering, and it came out of a different sound source. I'm like, the fuck is that? I've never heard that before. Anyway, Simone says that if we kept bringing back the people that died, no matter how important they are to us, there'd be no room for the people that are to come. So we have to let the people to come have their own life experiences and live and die in their own time. I think Hibiki is going to take another route in that she's very emotional and people matter. So,
Mhm.
even if it's like Simone and you finally get to marry the woman that you love, but the fact that she's actually dead this whole time doesn't mean anything. I think Hibiki's gonna bring them back.
That's fair. So let's go ahead and see if that happens. But we have one more comment here from Newt from Surfacing from the Suicide Zone. The mind transfer device was stated to be based on the direct feedback system that Veer used to control Miku's mind in Season 2. Elf9 uses it a lot recreationally, actually. And the reason they have candles and stuff is because the mind transfer is both technological and alchemical. So it's blending the two technologies of science and esotericism.
Yeah, I completely forgot about the Veer taking over Miku's mind early on, and this being that thing.
Mhm.
Because I know we went
They
over
only
as
mention it during that arc, so we didn't see a device for it, I think.
well, yeah, but we should still figure out that Veer was doing that, so Veer had a
Mhm.
thing to do that. It's just that we went over as like, why did Veer have this thing? We said that so many times that having somebody point out, hey, remember when Veer took over Miku? That just seems fucking obvious at that point.
It's still very funny though, because like I would imagine like a fusion of that would be like, have like some crystals on the device, have like a vial of fluid or something, maybe draw some like runes on it or something. Instead we just had like candles around it, which was it's still I understand what they're going for, but it's still just very silly in a visual for 5 seconds.
I mean, if it's
It
good enough
still
for a
gets me.
seance, it's good enough for mind control.
I'm gonna go ahead and pull that on like some stories of my own. I'm just gonna say like, yes, that's right. It's a combination of technology and magic. How do you know there's magic? Look, there's candles everywhere. I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be great.
I mean, it's gonna fall. You remember how we have the plank test for
Mhm.
characters? Well, now we're gonna have the is it romantic or is it occult? Are they trying to do a romance or is this magic?
Hibiki is going to go on a candlelight dinner with Miku, and we're just gonna be like, that's magic.
Yeah, that's the point, right? There's gonna be a nice. I imagine they're gonna do beef stroganoff dinner, and there's gonna be
Mhm.
a candle between them. And is it? And you're like, oh, this is romantic. Nope, that's a spell. She's casting a spell on Miku.
After all this time, Hibiki finally learned magic. All right. But that is all for comments. Let's go ahead and go quickly over what happened last time, because it was a bit of a doozy. With Hibiki turned into a giant cocoon, the Yuan will now prepare to attack. Oh, what a statement to start off on. Meanwhile, Elf9 figured out a way to turn Hibiki back to normal, which is to inject her with Anti-Linker. Genjuro then called out for Miku as their trump card in order to bring Hibiki back. Later, Saint Germain agreed to assist Song HQ, though she would rather do it on her own. As the army began to attack the cocoon, it soon hatched and Hibiki was now transformed into a divine weapon, and she is out of control when she begins to attack. When the girls in Saint Germain arrived, they hold Hibiki off, giving the members of Song HQ a chance to inject her with an anti-linker device. Despite their best efforts, Hibiki has broken free from the girls. However, after hearing Miku's voice and being reminded that it's her birthday, Hibiki finally broke free from the divine power. Unfortunately, a nuclear missile, WMD, or Weapon of Mass Destruction, has been launched from America, heading straight to the location where the girls are
As you
at.
do.
As they do, America.
Fuck yeah.
Uh, with no other
Coming
choice,
again to save the motherfucking day, yeah.
Saint Germain decided to stop the missile while singing, with the help of Calixtro and Prelate, who faked their deaths after their last battles. The alchemists sacrifice themselves to completely stop a massive explosion. Just when it's all over, Adam used his robotic arm to finally absorb the divine power. However, Tiki, who is somehow alive, stopped him from acquiring the divine power, giving Hibiki a chance to destroy Adam's arm along with the divine power itself permanently.
Yeah, but again, she came out of a cocoon that had divine power before, which means I'm assuming she's got a taste of it. Like, there's a little bit left. She destroyed what Adam had. Now she's going to use the power that she had to give these people a second chance with their perfect bodies that they had. So,
Mhm.
again, I think it's more not so much a reversal on Gurren Lagann or anything like a
Yeah, yeah.
like a textual thing. I just don't think it's that kind of show. Like,
Mhm.
Fine died because Fine was doing something bad, and even though she learned from her mistake and things, the only reason that she died further is because she self-sacrificed. Now, I know that
Mhm.
these girls also self-sacrificed, but they did it right in front of Hibiki. So, I
And
don't
it
think...
almost like directly and caused by Hibiki in a way too, right? So
Well,
that there's extra guilt involved.
I just don't think it's that kind of show because it's proven itself not to be time and time again. I
Mhm.
think these three are going to survive. Also, I don't know. Actually, I was about to say the whole fan favorites thing made me think that they'd come back too. But Fine is also a fan favorite, and she got
And
a
she's
season.
dead.
She literally, I think, got 3 episodes technically, because I don't consider the scientist version of her to be
Mhm.
technically Fine, even though she kind of is.
Uh-huh,
Also,
uh-huh.
sad that she's already lost in the polls that we have our anime character polls.
So going back a little bit to some of our random talk about syncretism, Hibiki is actually the second coming of Jesus Christ. I think that's just going to be official. Like, have we seen her like around bread or fish at all yet?
She hasn't done any Jesus imagery. She doesn't raise her arms out like she doesn't do the Superman lowering
But
down
she's
pose.
literally gonna be God now, so you
I
know.
don't think so. I think she's just gonna. I think at best she's going to reduce herself back further down to normal kid because
Hmm,
that's
hmm.
what the show wants her to be, and she
Of
wants
course.
to live. Miku is the grounding force of the show. She doesn't show up often anymore. She's really just like a side character now, but she is the weight that holds Hibiki down from doing like Justice League Unlimited galactic level threat fights.
She
She is,
normalizes
yeah,
things,
she
yeah.
I have to remain as normal as possible. Otherwise, I'm never going to have time with Miku, and Miku is who I want to spend time with. So
Hmm.
can't be a superhero constantly. At some point, everything is going to have to be resolved. Otherwise, I can't have my life with Miku.
Gotta take a break, have dinner, sleep with the girlfriend. Yeah, there's priorities here.
Well, I think in this case, Hibiki is a lot like Green Arrow, right?
Hmm.
Green Arrow, at the end of the day, has a plan to retire and just live his life because he has people he wants to be around, and frankly, the entire situation is just insane for a
Hmm.
guy who just fires arrows. He recognizes it. I think everybody else realizes what's going on. You can't live the job forever, and if you don't have a personal life, you're just gonna go fucking insane.
On that note, since we're like going to be doing the finale of the season here, I just want to think when it comes to like superheroes doing the retirement thing, a lot of them are just like, well, I didn't have anything else I was doing, now I'm just bored or don't have skills. Like the girls here like have still just been doing their schooling. Two of them already have careers technically. Hibiki apparently may also be trying to get the same career, but we'll see. One of them is literally a secret agent.
Well, I mean, it's a lure in thing, right?
Hmm.
Like the Flash family is a good example because there's always 2 or 3 generations of retired Flashes when somebody
Hmm.
will show up like, "Oh, I'm your grandson from the future. I need your help with this thing," and then everyone's back on board because yeah,
Yeah.
they were bored, but at the same time, one last go, and it's all a bunch of just one last goes. So I'm
Hmm.
sure that Hibiki would never stop unless her powers were taken from her. But again, I don't think
Yeah.
it's that kind of show.
All right then. So I think at least on that note, let's see how we wrap this up finally. What are we gonna get?
Well, not the last season, remember. We have one more
Well,
season after this.
that's right. We still got more craziness ahead, but we gotta wrap up the current one.
Right, I understand. I just realized that we kept talking like this was the end, and like, what do they do when they retire? Sort of talk. We recognize there's another season. Don't worry, we'll get there.
So in that case, let's just go ahead and watch. But of course, before we do, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment down below to feed that algorithm. On top of all that, if you want more shows like this, unfiltered, uncensored, and uncut, as well as some early access stuff, you can check it out over on the Patreon. It's just $5 a month, but no pressure. It's all to support the challenge, just a little bit extra.
Click the link down below. Join the Discord. Toss a thumbs up to Yuki, who originally suggested that we watch this show, and here we are, so far beyond, having almost finished it now.
付き合わせてしまったわね。いいものが見られたから気にしていないわけだ。いいもの
Oh, they're playing the sad flute.
Yeah, because they're fading away, remember?
死にたくないと思ったの。いつ以来だろう。
At least somebody gets the gun.
I guess Chris?
ね、お母さん。
I mean, it's more thematic if
Conceptually,
Hibiki.
yeah.
It's more thematic if Hibiki gets it, but it's like Chris's thing, as I said.
Mhm.
錬金術師。理想を追い求める者。
At the same time, the gun is an ideal that she had as a weapon, remember? Because it's all self-created.
Here we go.
アダム・バイスハープド。またしても神の力を。僕の手に。今度こそ。
I feel like he wouldn't have been as screwed if he just, like, shoved it back in his own arm socket.
Yeah, there it is, the trail.
Yeah, don't do it, you'll get cursed or something. Yeah, the curse.
Oh, right, curse.
Grab it like it's one of those money grabbing machines.
Those things are rigged, you can't win, Adam.
サンジェルマンさんの歌は胸に届いていた。だけど何もできなかった。私はまたぶん殴ることしかできなかった。
Oh, what a title.
フォールアウト EMP ともに確認できません。
あらゆる不条を払うラピスフィロソフィカスの力。ファウストローブだけでなく命までも賢者の石に見立てて反応兵器の被害を。ですがその代償として。
Only slight problem here with that is that the United States has like 300 more of those ready to go.
They could fire more, but I guess technically the problem's over.
Yeah, I'm just saying. 3 people per missile. You don't have that many people.
The international incident afterwards is gonna be insane. There we go, villain moment.
Doesn't matter, she was a bitch anyway. Didn't like her, remember? She got what was coming to her.
Dog.
No, not really. Remember, she was insulting those people that died too. She's no better than Adam. Colony? This colony?
Yeah, refer to just like humans as ants here.
No, it means we're from somewhere else too. That we're a small colony of somewhere else, Earth.
It's like a colony of bacteria to them.
なんちゃらの一つ覚えで何度だって立ち上がってきたのです。諦めずに何度でもそう繰り返すことで一歩ずつ踏み出してきたのだから。
That's how a drill works. You don't get that riff. You will someday. Somebody will request us to watch Gurren Lagann, I'm sure. The music does not match the scene anymore.
I mean, they're clearly hyping us up for a big fight. So.
Yeah, but it was a very dramatic. This is what we represent. This is our friendship. This is what we desire in the world. And then techno beat. Oh, it was a very serious scene that we had going on. No matter how much I made fun of it.
The human anthem should be techno. I think I'm gonna go ahead and die on that hill.
The human anthem should be country.
No.
Nobody likes country. I understand. I don't like country, but it does speak to the human condition. When your truck breaks down, your dog's dead, your wife has left you. That's country.
Truck fear my dog.
Every battle is a clash of beliefs. Or ideals, Vinland Saga has taught us.
And they're definitely trying to pack it in here.
I think it's funny that noise are still being presented as a threat of any sort.
Theoretically, they could still hurt them.
Yeah, theoretically, I don't think you're at the final hour. Someone's gonna like, oh shit, the noise touched me.
But if I'm like picking up what they're saying, they're basically just going like, alright, if we didn't have like this curse of all, you know, we wouldn't be friends the way we are.
Well, they wouldn't have met one another. Technically, all the terror that Hibiki went through after surviving the concert wouldn't have happened either, because the concert wouldn't have happened.
And Hibiki exploded.
Must have been water on the battlefield.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking Terminator monster, apparently.
Oh, okay.
You gotta remember, this guy has the power to nuke shit on his own anyway.
True. And I wish Veer was around to see this. Oh, he's just literally a demon. Okay.
Then why did he have all those robotic bits?
Because he was piloting a puppet.
So he like miniaturized himself inside. He was doing the Men in Black thing?
Yeah, he just squished himself in.
Who's they?
The custodians, which they've been mentioning before.
Yeah, but I mean, who are they? I know the information that's been presented to us already, Griff. I'm just saying, who are they? I want more information.
Wait, why is there a phone here?
Well, they don't know either. Get rid of that phone!
Wait, that was actually just a trick. Okay. No, that's hilarious. I love it.
I guess it's the equivalent of throwing your robe at somebody and then punching them in the face. Cool, you're now a talking gun.
What a way to go.
I mean, it would have to mean that she would still be alive somehow, if her gun still existed. Since it's a manifestation of her belief in what the weapon would be. And you can't have a belief on if you're not dead.
Oh, we're back.
Oh, that's the thing! That's the thing the commenter said!
It's the thing.
The thing they specifically told us to look out for. We did it, commenter. We fucking did it. You can just do that from outrange?
Apparently.
We'll just make it possible. It's Gurren Lagann time. Make the impossible possible.
I guess that is a good way of, like, getting rid of the power-ups, right? Burn them for the final fight.
Despite there being another season.
Just means they can't do the exact same thing again, that's all.
Maybe they're just normal humans next season. They definitely do kind of look like villains in this movie, though. If it wasn't for the fact they're fighting a literal demon, they would look like villains.
Who can also nuke entire cities.
Thank God those 3 people sacrificed their lives to prevent a nuke from going off. But here's a nuke. The fucking theme song to the show.
Yeah.
I think it's funny also we have one character whose weapon is tops, and then we have another character that spins like a top.
We're just inches away from Beyblades. Riding the ICBM into battle, hell yeah, Chris.
Again, 3 people sacrificed their lives to make sure a nuke didn't go off. This one guy does a nuke, and what did Chris make? What did you kind? Just fire? No, that's how a drill works.
Not for long, apparently. That flop. You know, Demon wasn't actually on our list, was it? We were thinking werewolf.
Well, you said werewolf, I think. I said aliens? I don't know, I'm not sure. Technically, he is an alien.
No, he's just a person who did this to himself.
He referred to this as a colony, and the custodians are clearly from the moon or beyond. I think aliens is still on board on the table.
Give Hibiki your power. Spirit bomb.
Why do we keep hitting Miku in a position to be able to see Hibiki maybe die? This is just bad planning on our part. Oh, she got the bleach power.
She got all the powers.
It would be the triangle shield thing that Orihime does to deny reality from Bleach. You don't have to call out your moves. We all know which moves are what. They're color-coded, literally.
But who could the sword move have been from?
Yes, we know. She's the White or Green Ranger, depending on which Power Ranger series you're talking about.
I do like at least that this makes perfect sense for Hibiki. You know, the person who is literally there to understand everyone is like, yeah, no, I got you powers. But
aren't you just a normal person?
That's not gonna stop her.
Well, nothing ever stops her. Oh, these are your people, Griff.
Yeah. Rebel against God, let's go. Getting every power up at the last second.
Yeah, I mean, 'cause normally being full on gold means you're like the highest tier.
Super Saiyan Hibiki form definitely looks really cool, though.
I mean, the only place that didn't work was Gundam 00. Alejandro's Gundam.
Oh, hell yeah. We going for a full Aurora.
Oh, that was like One Punch Man right there. I need to punch him all the way back to the moon? Is that where we're going?
I think so.
Testament. Testify. God, it feels so much like they got lines from Gurren Lagann.
And that's all of it.
75,000 people died that day. This is a ghost town.
The center of that city can only be blown up so many times.
So many mini nuclear explosions just went off.
事件収束から
Only one of them was prevented.
相変わらず頑張りすぎじゃないかな。
響ちゃんのギアの反動汚染も除去できたんだし。
Come on, Elf9, you gotta, like, sleep at some point.
ありがとうございます。ですが
You can't keep pulling all-nighters like this.
Well, apparently she uses the mind control device recreationally, as the commenter pointed out, so who knows?
汚れなき魂でなければ神の力を
生まれながらに現在を背負った人類に宿ることなど。
だとしたら響さんは
Because she's the second coming of Jesus Christ.
司令、ロンドンの小川さんからです。
What a line anime comes on. What's original sin anyway?
情報機関と連携し、パバリア光明結社の末端。
Yeah, just off screen, we destroyed the Illuminati as well.
To be fair, they had like 4 super high tier spellcasters, and it looks like the rest of those dudes were just dudes in robes.
By the way, the IRA surrendered. Off screen shit is just insane.
Well, we have a setup for the next season already, at least.
Yeah.
Of course they'd say that.
国連決議をないがしろにする独断に対し、各国は非難を表明しつつ、それでも
Yeah.
対応できない。
What are you gonna do?
Darn Americans and their UN veto power.
あまりにも強大すぎる力を目の当たりにしてしまった。
Darn that American military spending. What you gonna do?
あの力が我らにあれば、遺敵による国土蹂躙も得意災害による。
Are you serious right now, my dude?
So it's gonna be Tsubasa versus her dad next season?
I guess so, because Dad is looking to get the power of God.
I told you there was a shadowy figure in the opening every episode, and it looked like he was a villain. And that was them. That was the cat guy's hair profile.
Wait, 17?
Of course, they can't be illegal, Griff.
Oh no, I was like trying to figure out what year of high school she was in. I always assumed it was still like first or second. Or maybe just second.
I kind of just assume she's Peter Parker. Never to
Perpetually in
age.
school.
Yeah.
はい、調べが頑張ってくれました。これ、調べちゃんが？違う違う、みんなで一緒に調べ。だって松代で出会ったおばあちゃんから夏野菜をたくさんいただいたから。
つくよみが作り。
The one who refused to evacuate? That dead old lady?
Oh, right. Nuclear blast, she's gone.
私を見くびってもらっては
喧嘩しないの。ほら。
Gosh, it.
I don't think you should blindly stick something in somebody else's mouth with a fork. Yeah.
I'm just watching all this with like, you know, we just fought and killed God and the devil in the same day, but here's the party.
Yeah, 3 people are dead, plus 2 people you didn't care about anyway.
Oh hey, cool, yeah.
I think you mean Kirby's Avalanche.
That's not how you stack plates.
Not if
Chris,
you want to
stop
keep
her.
them.
さすが
Got
ミ
the
ク
milk.
気が利くったらありゃしないエルフナインちゃんも来られたらよかったのにねそうだねまだ調べ物があるからって残念うん例えばさどこかの悪いやつが誰かを困らせているのならきっとこの拳で何とかできる
Come on, talk her down, Miku. You gotta talk her down.
お互いがお互いの正義を信じて拳を握りしめている戦いは簡単に解決なんてできない響き昨日まではできたでも明日に私は正義を信じて握りしめられるのかな
Next season, Hibiki takes psychology courses about centered on therapy.
だけどね
At least Hibiki is like very open to like saying like maybe my belief could be wrong at some point, which is like a very nice mature
Again, it's
stance
very
to take.
Gurren Lagann again. Don't believe in yourself, Hibiki. Believe in the me that believes in you. When are you getting married?
ミクがそう言ってくれるなら
No, don't just walk away. Kiss her. Now's the time.
There's a ring at the bottom of the cup. Just waiting for a minute drinking.
But Hibiki like is easily distracted, forgets to completely drink it, just puts it down, never finds it.
Maybe they'll be in the extras.
Goes to like wash it down the drain accidentally.
Yeah. One of those never see it again situations. Like those videos of the guy proposing on the edge of the pier, and something, a wave hits him, and there goes the ring. Like, oh shit.
What do people say about like buying rings like that? It's like, oh, you should use like 6 months of your salary's worth on it. It's like,
Yeah.
well, washed in the ocean. Goodbye.
Oh, sorry, don't mind me. I just tripped. We're coming back here in 6 months, right? Never admit to failure.
Cute little ending party.
Yeah, they
But,
didn't bring
yeah.
him back like I thought they would. In fact, they were partying and happy at the end, completely disregarding the sacrifice.
It has been some time, so they had time for it.
Doesn't matter.
Also, they didn't know them that well. They just literally met them on the battlefield a few times.
I think you'll find there's a lot of people in anime that say that you know people the most after you fight with them. Also, they know them pretty damn well. They spent the last 13 episodes around them.
The thing... I think we're moving into something, but, well, okay,
I don't
Drum
know.
Boy,
It
end the
depends on
timer
if
now.
they knew there was going to be a next season or not.
They did.
Well,
Oh,
it's
hey.
the FIS. The Americans.
これはそうか
Never mind. It's just the information from them.
何か分かったのか
あくまでも仮説ですが響さんがなぜ神の力のより
She's
しろにな
half
れ
God.
たのかその理由が分かりました曰く現在を背負う人類には神の力を手にすることはでき
The
ない
Vatican is going to have so much to say.
この現
Oh
在とは
gosh, yeah.
魂に施されたバラルの呪詛おそらくはあの日魔を払う戦勝人の輝きに飲み込まれることで響さんの呪いは解かれた
つまり錠剤されたというわけか
Which means Miku is as well.
I guess put a pin in that for the future.
ちょっと待て戦勝人の輝きに飲まれたのは
Yes! they
Never
figured it
mind,
out.
yeah. It's good to know the show remembered.
The two most innocent girls.
響くん一人ではないぞ
But what does that really mean, though?
Miku could become God at any moment.
Well, no, it doesn't. It just means that they don't have the curse of Baal. Sorry, it's hard to remember how they pronounce it in the show. But
Yeah.
what does not having the curse really mean?
Like, the
That
way
you
the show presents it obviously is like, oh, this keeps people from, like, truly communicating with each other, and Hibiki is the character who goes around trying to communicate with everyone and reach understanding.
the,
And
the thing is, if if it's preventing people from talking to one another, that means everyone on Earth who still has it has a problem
uh-huh.
communicating. If you can't communicate with somebody who has the curse, then that means the only person you can really communicate is the other person who doesn't
I,
have the curse. They can
I
only really communicate with each other.
it basically kind of like a one-way thing is what I'm seeing. Like, Hibiki can communicate to everyone else out there. Miku too, apparently.
Grantedly, that's not true. Because remember, that happened in what, season 2? The Purge thing?
Yes, yeah.
Which means that every person she's had a hard time getting to understand her throughout every other season means that them having the curse and her not having the curse doesn't make it a one-way thing. It makes it still blocked. She can't directly have people understand her desires. If they
Except
have
Miku.
if they have the curse, it means that both people need to not have the curse. What happened to that weapon? It was destroyed, wasn't it? It was
Yeah,
destroyed.
it was basically destroyed after that.
Veer had the thing to save everybody, and he used it in a one-off fight.
Veer's the hero again. He did it. He saved the world by shooting Hibiki.
Well, wait, how did Miku get hit by it if it was her weapon?
Um, it was some strategy used by Hibiki at the time. Like, she was specifically angling to make that happen.
Just not remembering off the top of
It,
my
it,
head.
it was with a laser beam, but it's like the missile's following me, so I'm dragging it back to you scenario kind of deal.
Yeah, so Miku has really all this time, or back then anyway, I should say, had the most pacifist weapon of all. Of, I will hit you with this, and then we will truly understand one another. She had the 00 razor in her back pocket, and then had it destroyed. Hibiki destroyed the weapon that would save humanity.
Well, more specifically, that beam did destroy, like, entire battleships, so I'm not sure it's as safe as you're thinking it is.
I think we have an entire research team on the song crew that they could have found a way. Yeah, they could have found a way to weaken it, or hey, if we put everybody in their underwater base and shoot the water with it, it'll deflect a lot of the destructive power, and they'll only get hit by the curing beams of the anti-curse of Bjall. Yeah, whatever, something.
So one thing I want to break down real quick is like, so what was Adam? Here's like my full theory of Adam was a person. He used alchemy to transform himself into a perfect form. He shrunk himself down and he put himself into an auto scorer body so that he could have a puppet / look normal and perfect to people. So he was tricking people along and hiding what he could really do.
Well, he said he was a puppet sent by the custodians or whatever. And he said that when his arm got ripped off, or when he ripped his own arm off, or whatever. So,
right, I figured he was referring to the shell when he says, like, puppets.
Well, he said he was a puppet. He identified as a puppet. So, I mean, regardless of the whole turning into a demon thing, he self-identified himself as a puppet sent by them. And that's why it becomes weird when he turns into a demon. But it's not impossible that the android had alchemy powers, so he could have just turned himself from the android into a demon.
It's all a little bit fuzzy, but also maybe it doesn't specifically matter. I feel like if it does, like, next time we pop up into the next season, they'll just be like, by the way, girls, demons are real, you already killed one, and they could probably destroy the entire world, get onto it.
Well, I mean, it matters.
If that's going to be, like, the deal, right?
It matters to the degree that it identifies level of threat, right? That we've been fighting human tier threats from the start, which were other people with Symphogears. Then we moved up to the Nephilim, which is apparently just an elevated human level threat because it has powers able to reach into another realm. but we don't know
A
that
big
other
scary
realm.
artifact weapon.
Well, I'm just saying we don't know what that other realm represents in the tier scale of, say, human to custodian. But
Yeah.
then we have this puppet of the custodians, and if the custodians are up here because they're like the moon level shit. If the custodians are up here, then the puppet is one below, and the one below is still higher than Nephilim. It's higher than Fine, I would think, because Fine has to be the top of the human scale threat. She represents the pinnacle of what all human power and Symphogear can do. And we have no idea where she stands on the level of Fine v. Adam or Fine v. Custodian.
They did give us like a hint of that. It was like, oh yeah, we've been at it against Fine like the entire time, trying to like get the same things. So I would assume they are roughly equals.
Actually, I'm thinking about it. I would say that Fine is probably above Adam. Fine unleashed the power to destroy the moon. Adam's biggest feat we've seen was the power to destroy a city with a nuke. So it seems like Fine's highest is above Adam. So the highest of humanity. We don't know idea what the custodians are, so maybe below the custodians. And puppet of the custodians is below Fine, but I would say higher than, has to be much higher than the what's it starts with an N. The enemy from the end of season 3. What's his name?
Nephilim?
Yeah, I literally said it. Yeah, Nephilim.
Yeah, you already forgot.
Yeah. So, higher than Nephilim, below Fine.
I think what it comes down to is, like, we need to get, like, the deeper explanation of, like, who are these custodians? What's going on? What is this all about? Because we can't end the entire series until we kill God. We gotta get there.
Well,
we got really close today.
The problem with the custodians is that they're clearly moon related. Well, they're clearly aliens or something, but it's all their shit is up on the moon, and we keep dancing around the moon. Like, the only person who ever got there was a dead corpse. Like, literally, technically, I guess Veers got there because he fucking touched it with his giant ghost hand, but nobody has really gotten there, and we're always looking up at it like, we gotta do that thing. So I heavily expect that in the next season.
Yeah, same here. Next season, we literally finally go to the moon officially for real, and we stay there and figure stuff out. So I think on that note, let's go ahead and wrap up for here today. This has been Stoneface Reactions, everybody. I'm Griffin. That's Theta. We'll catch you next time. See you around. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video and what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?